but this is the first time we're having a summit specifically focused on faculty. And I think as I sort of share about the Actuarial Academy, you'll see that this is one of the key areas we want to bridge. So yeah, thank you for attending this first summit, which we hope to be the first of many. And what an exciting theme to be able to deep dive into, and what an exciting lineup of people to be able to hear from. Yeah. So who are we? So the Actuarial Academies, it's a non-profit institution that is committed to the development of the actual profession in East Africa, in support of the East African community financial sector growth. So this idea was born at the Actual Society of Kenya Council a few years ago, where we actually said we actually need a special focus to drive the number of actuaries to what we think the region needs. That's in an East African context. And at that point in time, it was it was projected that we needed at least 700 qualified actuaries to support the East African economy, right? And at that point in time, we had less than 40, really supported by the efforts of the regulator in Kenya. But we really wanted to see how we can use the few we have to grow the sector in Kenya and in East Africa, right? So that's really why this was established. If you go to the objectives, you'll see that it's really geared towards the actuarial students. So that involves both students in university and those who are still students whilst working in the profession, right? So we just want to be able to support them locally. We don't want it to be such that you have to go to the UK, you have to go to the US, you have to go to Canada to qualify, right? What can we do to create a local vibrant organization? Oh, sorry, a local vibrant profession, actuarial profession. So to support this, we work with 3 pillars. These are university support, which is the pillar which is running the session today. We also have a tutorials pillar, and we also have a mentorship pillar. And there'll be a bit about them in each of the slides that are coming up. So the university support pillar, we work closely with universities to develop and deliver relevant curriculum, and also to support students through their process. But really, this is to meet the needs in the industry. So really trying to be a bridge between academia or the institutions and the industry, and to really solve the problems that are pertinent, that are actually quite different based on each country. Like in Kenya, we have a situation where we have a lot of universities, we have a lot of students, and really that's why today is really critical for us, because we believe accreditation from a global sort of actual organization is what we really need locally to enable streamlining in the universities, and to just provide guidance and best practice. So we've done a couple of things. We do webinars, and we also do a lot of summits and really engagement. So Catherine, who is here, and a few other people, like for example, tomorrow we're attending the JQASA event. So there's a lot that goes on in the university pillar, and I think I really want to acknowledge the team. So how the academy works actually in terms of the model is that, we have a lot of volunteers, a lot of them are qualified actuaries, but some of them actually are also actuarial stakeholders, like from universities and so on, like lecturers. And, they really support the work of each of the pillars. So for the university pillar, we will obviously deep dive into it today, but I just want to really acknowledge the team, and also specifically also mention that J-Lord, who will be running one of the later panels, is now looking after the university support pillar. Beg your pardon. So the other pillar that is important for us, obviously, is tutorials. I think that's what a lot of students, need or came to us from. How the academy started is that we actually started with the higher level tutorials, because in Kenya anyway, we were seeing a lot of people passing the lower level exams, but then struggling at the specialist practical and exams and specialist application exams. So what we did is that we get qualified actuaries in each of these practice areas, and they offer tutorials. We during COVID decided to start doing that online. We have a learning management platform, and we just do block tutorials for the high level exams where there's demand. And then recently, we also started offering the lower level exams because that is also a need, especially given the number of students coming to the universities. So, we have like a couple of very dedicated tutors for the lower level exams, and those tend to be more intensive throughout the whole sort of study seminar semester. I beg your pardon, right? So not really block tutorials, but going through the content of each of the exams. And then we're really excited to actually potentially now move from offering not just IFoA exams to also looking how we can offer SOA exams. But of course, that will be driven by demand, because in our region, we do find that majority of the actuaries or actuarial students sit for IFoA exams, and that's where we focused to date. I know ASA representatives might also be here, but because the lower level exams tend to be similar, we also, support that. But of course, ASA for its higher level exams also has sort of, study support that is provided by ASA, right? But I think the key value proposition that we give for tutorials is that, for the high level tutorials, it's a token amount. For the lower level tutorials, it's probably at maybe half the cost of an average tutorial that we see in the market. And, it's really to be able to provide, an affordable solution for students who are wanting to take those exams, right? Yeah, so this is not really about one specific pillar, but we put it here for awareness. So we started last year a pilot a scholarship fund, because as much as we're offering tutorials, there are people who are not able to register for exams or even to go on the actual journey, because it does tend to be an expensive affair. So we actually piloted an actual scholarship fund that is currently being offered to around 5 students, and I think we've taken some along the way from some other universities. But it's really to see, can we support a couple of students to get to the entry door for the actual career path, especially in Kenya, where you need like at least 2 exams to even get, an entry level job. So the scholarship fund identifies like students who are deemed to be, I guess, eligible based on the needs criteria that we come up with, and also geography. And I think we also included Uganda and Tanzania here. And then, sort of aims to provide those students support towards being eligible for an actual job for us, which means, at least having 2 to 5 exams and being market ready. And this kind of package comes with, tutorials as well as mentorship. So it's a full package. But I think we haven't really launched it big because it really needs a lot of fundraising. So we were able to support the students we could with the, the funds we had. But it's something that we hope to be able to grow exponentially once we raise awareness and get, a specific set aside fund for it, right? So that's something we hope you'll be hearing from us in terms of an official launch. I think the last but not least pillar is mentorship. So this is, to be honest, when we started the academy, and then one of our founding advisory board members was Marjorie Ngwenya, who I think is well known in the actual profession. But we had received, as the qualified actuaries in the market who interact with the industry, we had received a lot of feedback about the fact that, the IRA was taking actuaries to the UK. They get qualified, they get theoretical knowledge, and then you come back to the market, to the industry, and you're sort of put in one insurance company because each insurance company needed to have an actuary. That was something that the IRA put in place. But then the skills needed to manage stakeholders, to negotiate, to manage teams, the things that they're not in our actuarial syllabus, those were really lacking. And I think the mentorship pillar was set up not only to address that, but that was one of the first initial things we were setting up to do, just to make sure that even actuaries who are qualified or almost qualified can get the benefit of interacting with other more experienced actuaries. And mainly because a lot of our work as actuaries is subjective, right? So that need to interact and to test your thinking and to even sort of share knowledge in the industry, come up with standard sort of methods and so on and so forth. The mentorship pillar is, it cannot it cannot be overstated how important it is. So this has been a key one for us. It's run by Patience Muvea, who's currently at Liberty. But we have different kinds of programs. We have a group, we have individual ones, And we also have specific ones for the university students, and now specific ones for professionals or younger working actuaries, right? And we sort of really work towards making sure that we pair the right people and we provide, the right content. And I think, recently, as I said, this year is when we launched our group mentoring. And I think we've really been glad at how it's been received and how well we've been able to actually reach more people with what we think are core skill tenets or skills that they need to have, right? And yeah, this is something we look forward to continuing to host and also to receiving, more mentors and support, right? I think the last thing I'll say is the fact that a lot of the work we do in the academy is supported by partners, right? So a lot of them are here today, the IFoA Foundation. We have Kenbrights, we have Swiss Re, where I used to work. So a lot of the things that we do are supported by that. And, there are some partnerships coming up, like we're discussing with, Actex and ActiveView. So we're hoping to announce those as well. But yeah, a lot of the work we do is supported by partners. So I think I'm mentioning that because obviously all of you are working institutions and represent that. So definitely, always feel free if any of these areas resonate with your own, corporate objectives, to reach out to us for partnership. So yeah, that is it. And if I didn't introduce myself properly, so yeah, Mukami Njeru is my name. One of the directors of the Actuarial Academy of East Africa. And yeah, really looking forward to the session today. And I think I'm at the end of my time. So I will hand over to Njeru or to the moderator.